Hi everyone, welcome to Job Fever. So today we are going to learn new topic which is related to mapping. So we are going to understand one to many mapping. So it is more confusing and more important question according to interview. So we are going to describe one to many mapping. How can we do in Spring Boot JPA? So we'll try to understand one by one. So we are going to create mapping between department and employee. So firstly department and then employee. So one department one department has multiple employee. Okay, so it is possibility. So let's imagine if if you are taking multiple department like IT department, okay, non IT department, keyword department, like, so it is possibility that in one department multiple employee may appear. Okay, so we are going to see same example. So this is a universal example, department and employee. So we'll try to map department and employee with one to many mapping. So see, one department may have multiple employees. So here we are taking the four employee. So all four employees are from same department. Okay, so this is relation between relation of one to many mapping. One department may have multiple employee. Okay, so this is relation of department and employee. So let's understand in. So we are going to create table of department. Okay, so our variable, that means our column will be department id and department name. So department id will be primary key. Okay, and then employee, we are going to take employee table, we are going to create. So in employee table, employee id will be there, and then name, then address, then contact number of employee. And again we are going to create one foreign key, employee department id. So department column of department id, which is column of department table, will be foreign key in employee table. Okay, so the relationship between the foreign key and primary key will be like this. So department id of department table is foreign key of employee table. Okay, so it's a, I think you are able to understand. So department id of department table will be foreign key of employee. Okay, so it will be mapped here in employee table. So like this we are going to follow. Okay, all same scenario will follow. We will follow the same id, name, address, everything. Okay, so let's move for coding. So we are going to follow this environment. We will take in one Spring Boot project, and we'll add dependencies of data JPA, then MySQL, then Maven will take, then Java 17 and Tomcat. So we are going to take all this environment to run our POC code. Okay, so let's get started. So I have already opened this we are going to take Eclipse IDE, going to create quickly one Spring Starter project. Okay, and we are going to take name one mapping, one to many mapping. Okay, demo you can say. Okay, so mapping demo, Java Fever, Maven 17 jar and Java. Okay, next. So we are going to add a Spring Web, Spring Data JPA, MySQL driver. Okay, Lombok is not required. You can, if you want, you can use. Okay, so we're going to add all these dependency. So click next and finish. So a Spring Boot project will be created. I'm going to start from scratch so that it will be easy to understand. So how I'm doing. Okay, so Spring Boot project has been created. So now let's create quickly all the package, then we'll try to do one by one. So I'm going to create entity package. Okay, then repository, then service controller. Okay, so we have created all the required package controller. So in entity class we are going to create quickly entity class. Okay, so class entity class name will be department. Okay, department, and we are going to take private int department id, then private string name. Okay, so department id and department name will take two things, and we're going to make this the our class as an entity class. So with the help of that entity, and then we'll make at the rate, with the help of table we can provide the custom table name. If you not provide, so Spring will create with by default table with your class name. So now we are going to provide department table, department table. Okay, so going to provide at the rate id. This will be act as unique key, primary key, and then at the rate column to make your variable as a column. This will be your column. So employee, I want to generate employee id automatically. So at the generated value I have put it. Okay, so we will not provide any employee id from at the time of testing. We will provide only name and the remaining data. Okay, so we have created one entity class, department entity class. So and we have to create setters and getters and constructors. So let's create quickly, it will not take more time. Generate getters and setters, select all, and after name. Okay, so created, and constructor we can also create. So source, generate getters and setters we have created, and then constructor using fields from where we can create after name. Okay, so generate constructor. So we have created constructor and setter source method. Okay, and this will act as a entity class. So now let's quickly create employee class. Okay, so we are going to map department to employee. So employee, this will be entity. Okay, so to make entity class at the rate entity, and to create table at the rate table, provide the name of the table. Name of the table will be employee table. Employee table. So now we are going to create variables. So we will take employee id, emp id, int, emp id, then we'll take string name. Okay, private string we are going to take address, and then this will be string. You can also take contact number. Okay, So now we have created four variables, and here we have to create, we are going to map between employee and department. Okay, so here we have employee and department. So we here we can create at the rate id, it will generate for primary key, and at the rate column, at the rate column, and at the rate column. So I will provide employee id, so I'm not making it at generated value. Okay, so we can quickly create setters and getters, and employee id, contact name. After contact name, this is we have created the constructor. Now we are creating the setters and getters. So yeah, after employee, yeah, generate. So we have created setters and getters, and now we are going to make relation between department and employee. So one department may have multiple employee. Okay, so in department table we have to provide one to many mapping. Okay, because one department has many employee, one department has many employees. So here we provide the at that one to many annotations. Okay, or at the one to many mapping. So for that purpose we have to introduce one new variable, which is list. We are going to, so one department can store multiple, so we are going to take list of employee, multiple employee here, list of employee and employee employees. Okay, yeah. So control shift o will try, yeah, util, we have imported the list. So on the top of we can put at the rate column. Now what we can do, we can make this, we'll make at the rate one to many mapping. Okay, on the top of this employee class. So for that purpose we have to provide some properties. So here we can provide, so we are going to use a fetch map target entity. So we are going to target entity, which target entity we are going to employee here. Okay, so we'll provide employee dot class, and then we will do, we have cascade also. Okay, so cascade we are going to provide fetch type, cascade we are going to provide this type of cascade. So we have all. Okay, all that means if you try to insert data in department, so it will be also inserted to employee class. So we are using here cascade type. Also we can also use fetch type lazy and eager, so this is not required, so I'm not taking here. Okay, so you can also, if you want, you can use fetch type lazy or eager. So this is the necessary things, and now we have to use at the join column. Okay, so to make this foreign key. Okay, so this will create one foreign key in your employee table. So at the join column, what will be the name of your foreign key? Here we can define name of your foreign key, like we are even we are creating this join column in department class, department entity, but it will create in employee class. Okay, employee table, it will be created in employee table. So name will be, I'm going to define emp dept id. Okay, so this will be the foreign key in your employee class. Okay, employee entity, employee table, you can say. Now reference column name. Okay, we are going to provide reference column name. So what will be the reference column name? Will be, so here we have to provide the primary key of your department. Okay, so which is department id, dept id. Okay, so this is primary key of your primary key of your department will act as a foreign key of employee table. Okay, for this purpose we have provided at the join column. I think you understood the point. So we are here, we are providing the primary key of your in department table, okay, which you are going to map as a foreign key in employee table. So this will be the foreign key name. Okay, this will be the column of foreign key in employee table, and this will be, and it's taking reference from your department table. Okay, so department id is the primary key of your department table. Okay, I think you understood. Now we are going to create fresh setters and getters. Source, yeah, setters and getters. Constructor using field, first we will create department employee generated here. Now we'll create run as source, will create setters and getters. So I have created the fresh setters and getters and constructor. Okay, so let's, we have entity class, we have mapped both the class. Okay, we have done one to many mapping between one to many. Now quickly we'll create repository and then controller. Okay, so we are going to create repository of department, because we'll try to insert department with employee data. Okay, so department repository, this will be the interface, so make it interface. Okay, we can create class and we can make it interface, no issue. So here interface. Okay, we have make it made the interface, so it will implement. This is the, sorry, extend, because we are going to JPA code repository. So code repository, and provide the class name which is department department, and then primary key, the type of primary key, the primary key is int department id, and this is the type of primary key is integer, so where you provide the integer. So now we have created our repository class at the rate repository. I'm going to map. So it's done. Now we are going to quickly create service interface. Okay, so department service. Okay, department service, public. We are going to use entity class as a request. Okay, so our department, this is the department, and it will return department if you add. So add department. Okay, and you will get department as a request, department as a request from UI side. Okay, so department, you can make it request also. So now quickly we create the service IMPL for this class, okay, which is department service IMPL implements department service. Okay, so now, yeah, unimplemented method we are implementing. So here we need repository class, okay, which is private department. We need a repository department m dep yeah, department repository. Now we have department repository. Okay, so spelling is not correct, but you can understood. MENN is missing. Autowire. Okay, we have done autowire. Bin is created, it will be injected auto. Okay, so now we have repository. Then repository dot we can do save. Okay, and we can save this request. Okay, what we'll get from controller. Okay, so now we have created the method to add the department. Okay, now we are going to department DPA department. Okay, so DPA. So now we have created. So now we are going to create another method. Okay, to get all the department. Okay, so public list will here will provide department, and then find all department. Okay, so we'll try to fetch all the department which is available in database. Control shift O. Now we can implement the unimplemented method here in service IMPL. So let's quickly import it. Service repository dot find all. There is a method inside called repository which is find all to fetch all the add cast to list department, uh, all the available department. Okay, so we have done the service also. Now we are going to, so here we will put address service annotation on the top of this service IMPL. And now quickly I'm going to write this controller class. It won't take more time. Rest controller, sorry, department controller. Department controller we are going to create quickly. Yeah, on the top of this department controller we'll make at the test controller. Okay, to make our class as a controller, and then we'll inject service. Okay, department. So at the private department service and service, and on the top of we'll make auto wire to auto inject the beans which is already created. So here we are going to write the notation to public add. So our return type will be department. Okay, because we are going to, we'll add the department and we'll return the same entity class. Okay, we are using entity class as a model class, as a DTO class here. So department, then add department, add department. Okay, so this will be post request, so we'll make it post. Okay, because we are going to send data from UI. Okay, so post request, so we have to provide the URL. So add what, add department. Okay, now we have to provide at the request body. Okay, to fetch the request from post URL. Okay, from post endpoint. So here, so what will be our the request, which is department and this will act as a request. So we will get the request. Now we can call the method of service from repository. So we have service dot add department. Okay, we are calling method of service class from controller with the help of this, and now we'll return. Okay, now we are not getting any compile time. So yeah, so now quickly we'll create the same method to fetch the all the available department in database. So public, so our return type will be the list of department. So we can copy this department and paste here. Department, find all department, and then so this will be the get request. So no need to provide address post mapping. For get, you can provide at the rate get mapping. So find all department. Okay, department. Okay, this is right. Control Shift O to import all the things. And now we have service dot find all department method is available in service class, which will fetch the all the available departments. So I'm providing ret return. Now I'm returning it. Okay, so we have rest endpoint. Okay, to add the department and to get all the department which is available in our database. Okay, so we forget to do one thing, which is we have to provide the connection between our JPA to MySQL. So for that purpose, we have to write some configuration in application.properties. Okay, like URL, username, password, driver name, everything. So I have already copied the things. Okay, so we'll copy from here all the configuration and we'll paste here to save our time. So I have created one mapping DB in database. Okay, so with the help of this URL, username, password, and driver name, we're providing JDBC driver. Okay, and these are the Hibernate properties. Okay, update and so SQL and Hibernate dialect we have provided. So and I have created the one mapping DB. Okay, for this mapping demo. Okay, so I will show you in, yeah, this is a mapping DB I have created. So I have given the same DB name here, mapping DB. Okay, so this is the localhost 3306. This is URL of MySQL. So we have done this configuration part also, data source configuration, and then we have created controller also. I think nothing is remaining. So let's run and check, are we getting any exception or not. If not, then it is good. If yes, then we'll try to solve the issue. Exception, let's run as a Spring Boot application and check, are we getting any exception. Yeah, we are not getting any exception, so this is a good thing. It's got started. So okay, on edge port. So what is it is happening here, see. So it's creating table, department table. Okay, with department added and name, and this is the foreign key. Okay, this is the, and now it's creating employee table with employee ID, employee address, contact number, and name. Okay, so let's check once in our DB what we are getting here. Refresh all. We are getting department table and employee table. Okay, so let's quickly check, select star. Okay, what we are getting in department table. select star from. Okay, yeah, so we are getting a department ID and name, and employee table. We'll try to open. We'll see what we are getting in employee. Sorry, employee table. So copy this, paste here, and our employee table. Okay, so run it. Yeah, so employee ID, address, contact number, name, and employee department ID we are getting here. Okay, so this is foreign key of your department ID. So we are getting the table is created, but we are not getting any data. So we have to store. So let's quickly open Postman and try to, okay, try to. So I'm going to create new HTTP request. So it will be post request. Okay, and our local host 8080 employee at department. So okay, so this will be our URL, and going to body and raw. We're going to provide the JSON as request error body. Okay, so I have already have some data. Okay, so we'll try to modify this. This will act as a request. So department name, we'll check, we'll cross verify department name and employee. In department table, it should be department entity, department ID name. Okay, so we'll copy this name and we'll paste here name. It is not department, this is name. And what is for employee, this is employee. Okay, so we'll copy here employee. So this is, I think, same, no need to change. And employee ID name, address, and contact number, I think this is same, but let's verify once. Employee ID name, address, and contact number. Employee ID name, address, and contact number. So employee ID name, address, and contact number. Okay, so I think format is good. Okay, so we'll try to store. So what we are doing here, we are adding here, this is the JSON of our request. Okay, so here this is details of employee name and then employees. So this is employee ID, employee name, address. Here we are adding the two employees. Okay, this is first employee data, this is second employee request data, and we are not adding here any employee ID, department ID. So it will be auto generated because we have provided at the rate generated value on the top of ID, on the top of department ID. So let's run and check, are we getting correct output or not. Let's run. Anything is missing? Add department, no. Let's try. Yeah, we are getting 200. That means we are data and we are getting response also. Okay, we are returning our entity a class as a response. So we are getting, so let's verify once, are we getting. Firstly we'll check the department table, what we are getting in department table. Yeah, so we are getting department ID and human resource. So this is correct, it's working fine. And now check employee table. Yeah, so we are getting 101, 102, address, contact number, and name. Okay, so here you are getting employee department ID as a foreign key, which is primary key of your department table. So we have inserted a department one in department table, and see here we have department ID one and name human resource, and same this and this department ID is acting here as a foreign key of your employee table. So let's check again. Yeah, so here employee ID, employee department is 11, and so we have we have two employees in employee table from same department, which is department id 1. So let's add second data from another department. Okay, so now we are going to add department, so we'll make it. Okay, so our department name will be it, and we will change the name. So we are going to 103, name will change John, address we are not going to make it UK. Okay, and let's change this id 104, we'll make it Bob, or we are making Nick. Okay, and okay, so it change the address Poland I'm making. Let's add the next department with employee. Okay, so we are going to add department it with two employees. So let's click. So we have added, we've got a success response, department id 2 id, and employee details 103 and 104. Let's verify once, are we able to get inside or not. So let's firstly check department. Okay, it's it should be there. Okay, so we have department it. Okay, so it department is auto generating. And now check employee table, we should have more two data. Okay, we have two more data up to employee John and Nick. Okay, from UK and Poland. So in department is two, so we are able to get data inside table of department. When we are inserting department employee department data with employee, but we are able to insert department and employee data individually. So that means our one to many mapping is working correctly. So like this we can do one to many mapping. So let's quickly verify once find all. Okay, so we have find. So or we can create, we have find all, so we will do here find at 080. Let's copy the url from controller to avoid the exception. So find all department. Okay, so let's print find all departments. So this will be the get request. And see, we are getting a 500 error. So there is some issue in our code. So let's verify once. So why we are getting this exception. So we are getting no default constructor for entity department. Okay, so because of this kit, so we have to provide a default constructor actually, then it should not get. So let's quickly go to department and provide the default constructor public department. Okay, so provide the default constructor for employee also. Okay, public employee, this is the default constructor. Okay, so now we should not get this exception. Okay, default constructor, you can use lombok also, but I'm using here, I'm not using lombok. Okay, so you can put at the rate all our constructor at the rate no arcs constructor, so you'll get all the constructor at the setters at the rate getters. Okay, so I'm not using because I'm starting from initial. Okay, so let's again check again this, terminate and run again, run our Spring Boot application. Yeah, again our yeah, it's got started. So let's run and check hit. So we are again going to hit. Yeah, now we are getting the data which is inserted in DB. So we are getting department ID, human resource, or all the employee who is from department 1, employee 101 and 102 is from department 1, and from this we are getting department ID 2, which is IT, and all the employees from which is from department 2, okay, from IT department. So we are getting 103 and 104. So we are able to add the employee and department data, and we are able to fetch all the available department employee data with the help of the one to many mapping. So like this we can do one to many mapping. So I hope you understood all the points. If there is any doubt, so please comment and please let me know. I will try to solve your question, or anybody want to participate, then he can participate. Okay, so hope you understood all the points. So thanks for watching everyone. If you're loving my efforts, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye everyone.